We address fine motor skills, visual perception skills, self-help skills, and sensory processing skills. The sensory room is a very fun and exciting place for the children to choose activities that they prefer, with the visual stimulation and the movements and the bubbles and the different types of swings they can go on, the balls that they can play in and explore their body awareness. They can use their hands for writing on the wall, and they can use their voices for interacting with the therapist and with their peers and imitating motions. Although they may have motor delays, they still like to play and have fun together. And one child that may have one arm more affected than another still can build blocks and use that affected arm. The other child can use a switch toy to help knock down the blocks.
His brain is not functioning. He's missing part of the brain because he got too much fluid during my pregnancy when he was developing, and so he's missing part of the brain, and what's left is maybe not enough to get him developed at a normal rate. He functions like a 1-month-old baby. One day, maybe he will stand, maybe he will walk, maybe he will talk. I don't know, but it's going very slow. So it gives hope.
If I wouldn't be able to come here, I wouldn't be able to walk by myself because it helps me get my muscles stronger. And because I get a yoo-hoo.
Some of the augmentative devices that we use in our department are, one is an example of the Big Mac, and we use that with children who are primarily nonverbal. As long as they're able to use their arm to reach and be able to push a button, they're able to communicate. Another thing we do here is oral motor and sensory activities. One example is the pudding painting. We place pudding on the table, and then we use a Nook brush. And Nook brushes are primarily for strengthening the cheeks and lips and tongue. And to get the Nook brush into a child's mouth, sometimes we have to use something that they like the pudding.
I remember when we first brought Ernie to the school here, he would hardly speak. He wouldn't look at us. I would see that he would want to say something, but he couldn't. He would mumble the words. I could never had look at his eyes because he wouldn't look at me. And it was not until he started to come here that one day, all of a sudden, he looked at me and smiled, and he said, "Daddy." He said, "Daddy." I think that was one of the happiest days of my life.
When I first came here, I was using just walker and low-strand crutches. Now I'm able to use a quad cane, and I'm working on independently standing. When I graduate, I want to walk across the stage not using my cane, and I'm going to do it.
What a lot of people don't realize is that he's a very intelligent little boy trapped in a very non-agreeable body. He's happy. He looks happy. He knows when he's on the way to school. He turns the corner, he knows where he is, he immediately gets happy. So his emotional well-being means a lot for our family. He's safe here, he's cared for, and he's loved, and I can tell that when I'm here.
In order to work on gross mobility, often we need to use different types of assistive technology devices, such as a heart walker, which teaches a child to use the appropriate muscles to walk when they may not already know how to do that. This is a special device that helps them learn to use the right muscles at the right times. We also use different types of power mobility devices, such as a GoBot, to teach a child to possibly use a power wheelchair at some time. All they do is hit a single switch and it can go. They get that cause and effect and that ability to finally be able to move themselves from one position to another or one location to another.
Having a child with special needs is not only emotionally sad and depressing, it's also physically exhausting because I have to teach Bailey things that other children just learn from observation. now that we see little baby steps that she's making as wonderful successes. So whereas other parents might overlook some of these small milestones, it's a reason for grand celebration at our house. One of the most wonderful moments I've had at UCP is Bailey has never extended her arms to us or turned to the sound of our voices. She laughs and giggles, but she doesn't give much more emotion than that. And one day I walked in and the teachers told me that they had said, "Bailey, I'm going to pick you up." And she extended her arms up to them. And ever since then, she's been doing that at home. She had never done that before.
United Cerebral Palsy of Central Florida makes a difference in the life of one child, one family, one step at a time.